What's up guys, Trance here. Today we're going to be going over my Magden build for Scalebreaker, and really I've got two builds for it. One is a DPS and off heal build, and another one is a full healer build. So let's start with the DPS. So first we're going to go over our race, and we are most certainly an Argonian on this build. Argonian's still real strong. They gave it like the smallest nerf 2 patches ago. I think they reduced it from like 4,300 to 4K stam for all the potion restore resourceful you get back. But still amazing. I mean, you can go up Retin or High Elf too, but I'd say Argonian's the way to go, especially for the healer aspect of it. You get max health, max magicka, insane sustain, and then healing done as well. Also the swimming speed. That's really important. So gear, this is the DPS build. We're going to run 5 Lich. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then a back bar Lich staff. Precise, you could go power too, but I like precise. Then we've got 5 Necro, so it can be 2 protective spell damage, 1 infused magic recovery, and then 2 on the body. Traits are always going to be the same for all my builds, mix of infused and impen. Then we're going to run a combination of either 2 blood spawn, or if you've got a full heal, man, you put on that Grothdar. It's so awesome on this build just because of all the AoE damage you're putting out. And then we're running a BRP Perfected Ice Staff. Now, some might say, why not use a Lightning Staff? But personally, I love Blockade of Frost. Because everyone gets snared. They can't move. You deal more damage to them when they cannot move because it's an AoE heavy build. So, you can go between Grothdar and Bloodspawn. I mean, if you're solo and your team kind of sucks, I'd probably swap to Bloodspawn, but if you feel really confident that you can just smack them, then I would go Grothdar. So, recap, we've got 3 Lich Body, 1 Lich Back Bar, and then 5 Necro, and 2 Grothdar and a BRP Perfected Ice Staff. So I'd show you these stats in a no CP environment, except for they put in faction lock, which means I can't queue into a campaign on EP, which is what this guy is. So screw you, Zas, for doing that. So I can't really show you my stats. Cannot show you my stats at all. But let's go over our skills. Now, I'm messing around with entry a bit. I don't like it that much on this build just because I like having Necro up with Blue Betty. But, I mean, it's a sick dot. Although Roaming Swarm does about similar damage. You really, this is probably the only build where you don't really need to take too much. You don't really need to use the new dots like Entropy and Trap because it already does so much damage. So, let's go to the skills. So, we've got Frost Pulsar, and this is a super cheesy ability, and I love running it because it gives everyone Minor Mangle, which reduces their max health by 10% just by hitting them with it. And it also procs BRP Ice Staff, which hits really, really hard. You don't really need to spam it. You just put it on them once, and it ticks for like 3K a second on most people. It's a great ability to have if you can get the perfected one. Also, the added spell pen from the 2-piece is pretty hype too. And we've got Deep Fissure. You already know about this ability. It's amazing. Major Breach. It's really hard. We've got our Blockade next. This does a ton of AoE damage, and it snares them as well. It's real good. And Blue Betty, another animal companion skill. We've got 3 on this bar, and gives you major sorcery, insane sustain, and also make sure you have Necro up 100%. Bird of Prey, Major Expedition. I don't really use it for that, but more the Minor Berserk. And then the Advanced Species passive. We've got our favorite, Permafrost. They nerfed it, but it is still insane. So keep using it. I wouldn't recommend Northern Storm. Maybe on the healing aspect of it for extra magicka, but Perma's amazing. Got back bar, Shimmering Shield. With all the range abilities coming at you, it's really cool to have a magic build that can just absorb all these projectiles, and you get a shit ton of ultimate from it too. Then we've got our Nature's Embrace. This is great for mobility. You can get out of almost any situation here with Nature's Embrace. They even nerfed the healing from it this patch, but it's still amazing. And even if they nerf the healing again, I'm still going to use it just because the mobility aspect of it. Like, my favorite part is you can cast this ability on someone and get stunned, put in a fossilize, and it still travels you to the location that you intended. It's very cool. It's great. Then we've got our Ward ally. You could use Healing Ward, but I use this morph just because I use the BRP Resto on my healing build on this. So BRP Resto Ward ally is the best way to go. Then we've got Radiating Regen. They changed this morph a little bit, but this is probably the best hot in the game right now. If you look, it's almost exactly on par with Nature's Embrace, but it goes to 3 people instead of just Nature's Embrace being you and the person you tether to. This is amazing. If you could literally just cast this ability and have more healing than most people in a PG. It's insane. Every Magic build should be running the Radiating Regen morph. We've got our Ice Fortress here. This ability's great. Minor Protection, Major Resolve, Major Ward. We've got our Resto Staff. This ability is still amazing. I never even used the other morph that gave you Major Force and Major Protection. I always use this one just because it felt tankier with it. So yeah, this ability is amazing. Then let's go to our consumables. We use the Clockwork Citrus Fillet just for a little bit extra sustain from it. And that on this build, you're going to use the Clockwork, and on the healer build, you're going to use the Dry Food right here. All right. As far as potion goes, I would recommend one of these two, Spell Crit or a Movability. I just kind of go back and forth with both of them on which one that I want to do. Don't need that crap. So this is a non-CP build. I'm not really gonna. I'll never go into my CP, but because I mainly play BGs with it. But so that's the damage component of it. Now let's go to the healer aspect. All right, so we are on the healer. Let's go ahead and pop this food. So this is going to be the Magden Healer. So Stone Argonian, definitely the best bet for the healer aspect of it. Now, gear, we're going to be running 5 Meritorious. And all Impen. I mean, I guess you could go random and try and get a couple infused pieces on the big, but Impen works just fine. Then you've got 2 Bloodspawn. Definitely want to have Bloodspawn on this. I guess you could go Bogdan too if you wanted a little bit more healing, but this makes you extremely tanky, and you're going to get focused a lot on this build, just like most healers. Then we've got 3 Trans. So we've got 1 or 2 spell damage, 1 protective Magicka Recovery, and 1 infused Magicka Recovery on this. So you're already tanky enough when Meritorious procs that, and especially when Bloodspawn does too, that you don't really need to go more than 1 protective on this. Then we've got our Trans Sword and Board front bar, Precise and Infused, and then we've got our BRP Perfected Resto back bar in defending with a spell damage glyph. Now, BRP Resto is amazing, major vitality to your target, and that's why we run this ability right here, Ward Ally, so it goes to more than 1 person. As far as consumables go, like I said, we're going to run the Tri-Food for this, and then a Movability or a Spell Crit. If we pop a Spell Crit, the crit isn't even that high still, it's only at 37%. But I go, so some people play it differently. Some people do like different Mundus. They go, you know, Atronach Mundus, or the one for spell damage, or Spell Crit. But I like being a little bit tankier, and then going an infused spell damage glyph, because we have a pretty decent magic pool at right. I think in BGs it's like 26, 27k. And then you've got a little bit over 2k spell damage, and then when the glyph procs, you've got just about 2400, because you're going to be resto heavy in attack. I mean, if you if you have all your buffs up on this build, you've got everything going, then you just want a heavy attack to get resources back. So skills, we got our Stormboard, our front bar, Corrupting Column. They nerfed it and changed it a little bit, but I still love it for the files, and it's got a decent synergy for heals too. So we've got Nature's Embrace. This ability, I think everyone knows, finds and how good it is. It's amazing still. Tether to someone, heal both people. We've got our Living Trellis right here. Put it on someone, and each time they take damage, restore for about 2k health, and it can crit too. And then you can also just keep spamming it as the first heal, like this. Just keep spamming it as the first heal. It's a decent heal for one person. Got our Blue Betty here, which is our major sorcery, and it's also a ton of sustain as well. Got our Ice Fortress, minor protection, and then our major resistance buff. Then front bar, because we like to be super cheesy in this meta, we're going to run Spell Wall. And this is pretty crazy. It's not even fully ranked up somehow. I guess these weapon ultimates take a while to rank up, but it reflects everything. And in this meta, it's actually insane. So if they're ranging you down and you're trying to heal your target and you're just taking a shitload of range damage, you don't even need to pop Resto. Just pop Spell Wall, and they won't be able to touch you. Because those people are bitches and don't really play melee these days. Everyone just ranges back with entropy and a shitload of dots. So yeah, just pop that Spell Wall. Could run Northern Storm. I mean, I run Perma, but I like Spell Wall. Then back bar, we've got our Shimmering Shield, which is insane ulti regen, and again for those projectiles. So this ability right here is really our flex spot. You could run Illustrious. I mean, it's great to proc trans. Or you could run Blessing Restoration. I played around with both, and even though they nerfed the shit out of this ability, it still is a decent hop to throw in your arsenal. I really hate how they Zaz lines up these abilities. So they got this one, 14k over 10 seconds, and this one, 1400 every 1 second. Why can't they just have the same? Like, wait, why can't they just make it, 1400 times 12 and put that in the tooltip instead of trying to confuse everyone? But that's besides the point. Yeah, run Blessing or Illustrious. I like both. I mean, this one gives minor resistance buff, so it's not bad to run. But, I mean, you could run either one. And we've got a Ward Ally, which I said before, procs BOP Resto on 2 people. It gives our major vitality, so it's pretty sick. Then this one, Radiating Regen. This ability is amazing. Have this up cast this on cooldown. Every 10 seconds, pretty much, have this shit up. We've got our Purge. Now, last patch when I ran Purge on this build, it was really just a proc Meritorious. But this patch, getting rid of all the dots on your group is very important, because there's going to be a shitload of dots on everyone. So you can even cast this more and more. And it's 5k Magicka, so it's pretty hefty. It is costly, but with this build and the sustain from Argonian and the amount of recovery you got, plus Netch, and then the heavy attacks, I would say it's not that bad. It's totally doable to be able to cast this on your group. So I think we got everything here. Yeah, Mundus, I do Lady on this, and then just go to Infused, Recovery, and Spell Damage Glyph. So yeah, thanks for watching.